Student loan repayment is in chaos, and this may not end well for millions of Americans. Today, I read an interesting article on Yahoo Finance, written by Jordan Weissman, titled, "With Income-Driven Repayment Plans Paused, the Student Loan Program is in Chaos." According to the author, millions of borrowers are unable to fill out the annual forms necessary to keep their repayments from suddenly ballooning. The author said, former students who are having trouble paying their loans each month do not have access to apply for more manageable repayment options, leaving them at greater risk of default and its financial consequences. This could include lower credit scores. Here are my thoughts. I have no doubt this is causing some panic. My heart goes out to people with student loans who are scared about what is going to transpire in the future with all of this. Student loans were on pause for years after the pandemic. No interest was being charged, and no one had to make a payment either. I wish people would have taken advantage of those years to make payments toward the principal owed on those loans. They could have made great strides toward ridding themselves of this debt. Unfortunately, many people believed the narrative that student loans were going to be forgiven by our last administration. I had conversations with people who told me they weren't making student loan payments because that would just be throwing money away, since Biden was going to forgive the amount owed. That line of thinking has proven to be foolhardy. What is really terrible is that some people have massive amounts of student loan debt and aren't able to find good jobs. The key word is good. There are plenty of people with degrees working entry-level, low-paying jobs that are unrelated to what they studied in college. It is truly tragic. I'm sure some people wonder where they went wrong. They thought if they studied hard and got good grades and finished their degree, employers would line up to hire them. If some people struggled to find a good job in the past few years, I am really concerned about what the future may be like if we enter a recession. Now, there were a lot of comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, federal student loans were a scam from day one. Those loans just allowed colleges to double and triple tuition without any improvement in the education. The next commenter said, the entire student loan machine needs to be replaced with a more sane system. They are a slush fund for universities while enslaving gullible young students for years. Another commenter said, I wish I could have my mortgage loan unilaterally negotiated so that I can pay on my terms. But here I am toiling away to pay that money back that the bank lent me because I signed the promissory note that says I promise to pay it back plus interest. I agree with the bank. See how that works? If Uncle Sam gets out of the student loan business and cuts off the gravy train, maybe college costs actually stop increasing faster than inflation, and people that take out loans will actually choose a career that actually financially makes sense. The next commenter said, I paid off over $100,000 in federal student loans since graduating in 2018, and during the interest-free pandemic forbearance, up until January 2024, I was paying about $2,000 a month up until that month. I worked my main career job as a mechanical engineer, living in a cheap apartment in a less than desirable area, while driving a $6,000 hybrid car and donating plasma twice per week for extra income. Meanwhile, all my peers were going out and buying houses and brand new overpriced EVs while bragging about how they will never pay off their loans because they will be forgiven eventually. I have zero remorse for anyone who leaves their fate in the hands of the government. Now I'll patiently wait to pounce on fire sales while earning interest as everyone who took out too much leverage finally sees some accountability for their reckless actions, because I've been saving the entire time, as well as my soon-to-be wife. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, loans for college were there for one reason, to make a lot of money. People that fall for that trap get to pay a lot more for their piece of paper. It is best to just earn the money first, and then you can spend it. Well, my friends, the commenters always have interesting things to say. Please keep in mind, these are the thoughts of the commenters and not me. I want to chime in regarding that last comment about earning the money first and then spending it when you have it. This is just not the American way anymore. So few people do this. Instead, they spend money they don't have, and society encourages this. Try getting a cash deal at the cell phone store. It isn't going to happen. They offer deals for people who finance their $1,000 phones. Try getting a cash deal at a car dealership these days. That is unlikely to happen either. In fact, you will probably get a worse deal because they want to make money in the finance office by jacking up the interest rate from whatever financial institution they are getting the financing from. In the past few years, you couldn't even get a good deal if you were paying cash for a home. Your cash offer could often get beaten out by some person with financing willing to pay an insane amount over the asking price, and the appraisers in many cases were more than happy to make sure the appraisal came close to the purchase price so they didn't lose business from the bank. So what's all this leave us with? Well, I have a friend that would tell you we are a nation that is one credit card away from being a third world country. And he's not too far off. I have to wonder if other countries are going to keep buying our debt. I also have to wonder how long everyday Americans can keep their financial house of cards from blowing over. There are so many people living paycheck to paycheck, and they are ill prepared for an ugly recession. Some households depend on two steady incomes without interruption to service all of their debt. That may not always be possible, depending on what happens with our economy in the future. People have short memories. They think something like the Great Recession could never happen again. It certainly could, and it could be even worse. Now understand, I'm not predicting this. I'm just saying it is a possibility. I think people need to be very careful. We have been living during unusual times that may not continue forever. But that's just what I think. And what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube with a gong. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.